Nicky Wagner.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I rise to support this Members of Parliament Remediation and Services Bill, as does the rest of the House. Like most MPs, I'm very pleased to see this bill come into the House. It seems that there's been a public perception out there that somehow MPs are getting something for nothing, or that they have entitlements way beyond what they're worth, and that they, the public, don't know about it. There's also a belief, actually, that there's a whole heap of amazing out of this word perks and things that self-indulgence that we're all lining up to grab. And I have to say, if that's true, I haven't found them yet. But that sort of mistaken public belief is not good, and at times makes MPs feel pretty uncomfortable and upset. So I welcome this new legislation. The legislation is all about making MPs and ministers' entitlements more transparent, more independent and non-partisan. And it would be much better if the public knows and understands MPs' travel and accommodation entitlements, and so that they can have confidence that nothing is being hidden from them. The public were absolutely fascinated by and entertained with the expense scandals of the British and UK parliaments. We found it really hard to believe that British MPs could legitimately have their moat fixed or could employ gardeners or butlers on the taxpayer. And it turned out that we were right, because 4 MPs and 2 members of the House of Lords have ended up in jail. And once we'd enjoyed that sort of scandal, the New Zealand public took a look at what was happening in New Zealand and wondered if they could find anything similar. And I think it was to Parliament's credit that they couldn't find anything significant. But it did raise the issue of transparency, and this bill has resulted from that. The legislation is based on the recommendations of the Law Commission made in December 2010, and after the legislation is passed, travel and accommodation entitlements will be set by the Independent Remuneration Authority rather than the Speaker of the House, as happened in the past. It will also not allow the minister responsible for ministerial services to make any rules either. Many months ago, the government introduced a voluntary regime to report on travel and accommodation expenses, and now this bill will make it a statutory requirement. It's quite clear that the public expect decisions around MPs and ministers' entitlements should be beyond reproach, and putting decisions in the hands of this Independent Remuneration Authority will ensure that they will be. So I commend this bill to the House.
Louise Upston.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. The issue of the Members of Parliament Remuneration and Services Bill